people. Hello, beautiful people. Excuse me. Let me get myself together. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, guys. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Beyond the Veil. There's my other deck. Here we go. I will wait until I start seeing you guys join before we get it popping. Hey, JD. Hey, Boo. How are you this Sunday? Yes, for sparking up in the sunroom. That sounds delightful on this beautiful Sunday. Yes, doing well, feeling blessed. Hi, Jadis. I like that name, Jadis. I hope I'm saying it right. How are you this Sunday? So, I have been away for a few days. I went to celebrate my uncle's weekend. All happy Sunday, Phoenix. How are you? Thank you. I'm in my, these are cherry pajamas. Um, Friday and Saturday. I planned on popping in on Friday, but my uncle, he turned 65 and it was party at his house Friday and last night. So I didn't pop in because I was with family. Hi, Kitana. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday to everybody. God bless you guys. God bless you all. So, since I have been handling family business because the elders are eldering. Hey, Jenny G. The elders are eldering. God bless you, Bloods. Hey, Nana. They are a handful. I am raising my elders right now. Um, they're like toddlers. Hi, Neo. My uncle, who I've been looking after since my aunt passed away, his wife, he's home out of the hospital. And so I've been making sure he's good, going over there, cooking him lunch. And Saturday, we, they've been doing some renovations, like adding a bathroom close to the living room where he sits. And they had decades worth of stuff sitting in that house. My aunt was a mini hoarder. So they've been renovating his house, and we went to help kind of clean out some of the clutter. And my uncle, he's 65. His nickname is All the Way Live. So, and his wife is Bahamian. So it's been food, Caribbean music, shots, and the devil's lettuce all weekend. And my uncle survived 30 years on drugs. So we definitely celebrated. My mama been not feeling good. My other uncle, he hasn't been feeling well. The elders are eldering. They stressing me out a little bit. Anyways, that's just to let you guys know I've been away for a couple of days. I'm a part of the village, and so I've been villaging. It has been some things going on, right? It's been things going on. First of all, we'll just start with Lim and Lim versus Natalie. Now, it is such a beautiful thing. You know how many times I heard this weekend, Dina, you are such an angel, and we're so grateful. We thank God that you were born into our family. That means a lot to me to have my elders say things like that to me. So, and it's an honor for me to take care of them. And so that's my flex. That's one of the things that I flex about is my soul, my heart, and my character, and the testimony that people have about me. It says a lot about who I am. Thank you, Leah. So are you. Thank you, Leah. Oh, all the love. I feel it. I send it. Oh, Nan. Oh, I watched that too, JD, on Storm Monroe's channel. Shout out to Storm Monroe. Thank you, Carly. So are you? Because I can see through you guys' profiles. Satin and pearls. Hello, everybody. Everybody usually in my family gives me the recognition, except for my mother and my sisters. I don't get respect from them. Good afternoon, Taryn. So yes, we'll just start there. I did see Storm Monroe's interview of um, Natalie from Baddies. He interviewed her ex stepmother, I guess one of the women that his father was married to for like 28 years. Now, the last time I was on live, I think on my members live, one of my members or maybe somebody asked me to read about Zeus, but I didn't feel like it because I was tired. And so I didn't feel like giving Zeus that energy because they got a lot of chaos going on. But I remember a reading I did, maybe my first reading I did on Zeus. If any of you guys remember it, let me know. It was either the reading I did on Zeus or the reading I did on Lim. And I think it was the reading I did on Zeus because it is a little hard to keep up. Sorry, you guys, it's hard for me to keep up. I mentioned in the near future position, it was the near future position, and I mentioned Natalie. And I said she's going to get into something that she may not be able to come back from. I thought that it would happen sooner. After some time goes by, um, then I forget, and then I just feel like it may, I might have just been wrong. But here it is. Lemon Pepper and Natalie are going at it. Now, was that on my members channel or my last public live? I did tap into Natalie a little bit. I think the question was, um, how does Natalie feel about black women? Ironically, that's exactly one of the things that Storm asked his mother, her previous stepmother, and she kind of repeated what I said, and I was just like, no, I didn't see I didn't see that Natalie in my reading of her. I didn't see that she cared for them um, before it was trendy to do so. Because black is in now. Black is in right now. Hip hop is the new pop. It's cool to have the black girl aesthetic, you know. So now it's cool, once you start profiting from reality TV and degrading stuff for our community. Once you start capitalizing off of the degradation in our community, then it became a trend. It became cool. Especially once you start sleeping with black men, then you can tolerate it a little bit. But I didn't see a respect for black people, um, a genuine one. And I still don't think she has one. But since the situation with Lim and Natalie is happening now, I have not been able to keep up on exactly the back and forth that they've had. So I have no idea if Lemmy is Diddy's cousin. No idea whatsoever. But I believe that there are plenty people like Diddy, like Lim. Pimping, pimping ain't gonna never die. As long as women are out here willing to be pimped. Um, yeah, no. But after listening to her stepmother's perspective of their family and her father, don't seem like the father liked his black side either. And it seemed like he was abusive. And it seems like he liked to pimp women, or at least try to, because she said he didn't pimp the prostitutes he was dealing with. But in my opinion, he was pimping her. He was pimping his wife. He couldn't pimp the prostitutes because they wouldn't let him. But the wife put him on a pedestal. So yeah, he ran that game on her because she put him on a pedestal. Them prostitutes he was dealing with, they treated him like a trick. So he didn't pimp them because he respected them for not putting him on a pedestal, I believe. He pimped his wife. So yes, he's a pimp, just like Natalie. Apparently he was violent according to his ex-wife, like Natalie. He loved white women. Yes, because that was that back then. Let me just tell you guys, because I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. Back then, there was a common belief that because it wasn't so common as it is today for interracial, I mean, not saying that it was a stigma, I ain't that old, but like today, everything goes. Back then, when you saw a black man with a white woman, the first thing people would think is the white woman was taking care of that black man. That's why he was with her. And most of the times, that's what it was back then. And that's what it seemed like he was on back then. But I think he had some self hate for his own people because she said he spoke white, he hung out, acted, placed himself intentionally in those environments where there were no black people, only dated white women, and then, so, and I'm not saying this in judgment because to each his own, but it gives a little back story and a little perspective into the inner workings of Natalie. Why would you like to know my zodiac sign, Carly? Just curious. I don't mind telling you, but I'm curious when people ask me that and they're adamant about knowing. So, where shall we dig into this? Because I did just watch that interview, and that lady talked more about Natalie's dad. She didn't really get into a lot of tea about Natalie. Um, my God. Um, so she ain't even see it coming. The lady said she was so busy with her church store. Okay. The thing with her though, she rambles a lot. Um, it was hard for Storm to keep control of that interview, because she did a lot of rambling, over talking him, and even when he would try to interject, she would over talk and be like, "Okay, but let me just finish this one thing." So I could tell he was doing his best to try to control the conversation, but she was just so. Anyways, Natalie and Lim. Let me take a look from the oracles first and see what the oracles have to say about what's going on between Natalie and Lim. All right, Most High, Mother and Father God, thank you for this beautiful Sunday. Thank you for these beautiful people that join me on this Sunday. Thank you for this gift, and thank you for YouTube for allowing us to be a good meeting place to haberdashery and shenanigan. All right. All right, Most High Mother and Father God, thank you. It's just pajamas, just some cherry pajamas I ordered off of, I think, Shein, however it's pronounced. These are my vacation pajamas. Most High Mother and Father God, please, Natalie Nun and Lemuel, I don't know his last name, but Lemuel from Zeus Network. Spirit, the girls are fighting. The girls are fighting. What is the beef between Lem and Natalie from the oracles, Spirit? Now, I'm probably going to be on here until 7, and then after 7, I'm probably going to hop onto my members only live, and then I'm going to canoodle with my members after that. And we'll talk about some other stuff. All right, Spirit, what is the beef between Head to Quan? Thank you, Rosie. I mean, Interstellar Perspective. Plumber. I don't know why I was thinking Parker. You guys, Daquan just got a promotion, you guys. Daquan, Daquan is a manager now, okay? He's a boss. Okay, so y'all know I love me some Daquan. So Daquan just got a promotion on his new job. Yes. And did you guys see the post that I just shared? The testimonial I just got from my other Crown of Success participant. Just moved into their place after living in a hotel for a month. No money down. First and last paid. Listen, listen. Yes, Louisiana, baby. Yes, Daquan, because period. Period. Nobody who asks to be a mod will ever be a mod. Ever. Ever, never. Ever, never. And the Everests of nevers. In the most Everests of never. That is a bestowed honor to only the most trustworthy of the busted babies. How you gonna be a mod and you ain't never booked no reading? Come on now. Come on now. I don't know you like that. I ain't looked into your soul yet. I know these mods. I've seen them bare in their soul. Even if my name was Natalie Nun, you still can't chin check me. Stop talking about another man in front of my admirers. Daquan is not another man. Daquan is... I feel like Daquan is like my fairy godson. Daquan is my fairy godson. My man, Daquan don't even want me. He don't want me like that, okay? It's my fairy godson. That was just weird. Okay. All right. Spirit, what's the beef between... Dawn's like, no, I don't want her like that. You guys are safe, but yeah, fairy godmom. Hi, Mari. Where's my bell? I want to ring it for you. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. I don't want to put you guys' business out there, but you guys, you know that testimony of you guys' cousin that rang the bell? I won't say who rang the bell by beating cancer. I won't say who, but she's in here. So just put a bell emoji in here because we have a survivor in here. And I don't even think it took her a whole 12 months to beat it. I want to cry a little bit because listen, I just love... I know I'm supposed to be reading Natalie Nun Lim, but thank y'all for putting those bells in there for her, because I just love, first of all, I love that support for her. But oh, child, I just love that for her. I felt so guilty doing that reading for you because I had just found out that I didn't have it. These are tears of joy, honey. These are tears of joy for her who you know, who beat it, because I felt so guilty doing that reading with you. And I told you I wasn't going to diagnose you. I was going to let your doctor do it. But I just felt so heavy because I had just got a clean diagnosis. And here you were. And I was just like, please, 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 please heal her. Please heal her so that she can see a miracle done for her and believe. And believe and have a different type of faith. Because I see miracles done every day for you guys when I do the work for you guys. But I'll be like, Spirit, show up for these people so that they can believe like I do. So, sorry. Sorry, y'all. And when I saw that love that y'all just gave to her, because sometimes I look at humanity and it's just, it gets so depressing. And I sometimes feel like ain't nobody, ain't nobody decent, ain't nobody good anymore to each other. Like, just be good to each other. Because you don't have to cause each other pain. You don't have to. Trauma and pain causes stuff like cancer and health disease. So even if you're not in a good place, then leave people alone, but just be kind to each other, please. And I appreciate y'all for being kind, congratulating each other, showing the bells for her, because when we stick together, we can beat anything. Speaking of sticking together, Spirit Wise Lemmy, sorry y'all, Wise Lim and Natalie, we can't even have a humane moment. Spirit, why are Lemmy and Natalie beefing? What's going on between them? From the oracles. And that's all. That's all you gotta do, Erica. Just every moment that you can, it counts towards something. Step out of your comfort zone. This card makes me think that Lim wants to continue to remind Natalie who the boss is, and Natalie wants to remind Lim who the boss is. Maybe Natalie wants more of something, maybe more respect, and maybe she wants Lim to uphold it. I think she wants Lim to uphold some type of nobody touch Natalie. Everybody respect and bow down to Natalie. My thing is, Natalie, if you want that, as the boss that you seem to be, you take a lot of credit for um, building up that show, but you got to get off. Bosses don't participate with the employees. They just don't. Because if you neck and neck, face to face with your employees every day, they see themselves. They see you on their level. But you want the limelight. You're thirsty for respect. And so you want to be in front of the camera getting respect from them. You want to be on camera having sunning them. That'll give you the ego stroke that you want. Instead of stepping off of the camera and getting the respect behind the scenes, your ego. You want these women to bow down to you, and you still want the fame. You can't have both though, because now you're a cast member. Now you're going to be expected to act like they act. Yes, she wants she wants the boss role, but she also wants the fame. Hi, not yours. Emotions are running high. These two are emotional. They seem like they make a good business partnership. Lying about being born in October, I don't know what that means. Um, but they're both emotional though. They fight with each other. But these emotions have been brewing for a while. On both of their part, communication is key. They got into it, I believe, from the Oracle's perspective. For one, they're a lot alike. For the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh, yeah, my window is open, and I think I told y'all before, but there are always birds right outside of my window. You guys should hear the owls fighting at night. It sounds just like this. Hoo, 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 hoo. But I'm an air sign, so birds are always around me. I do too. That's why I like reading outside, because I like to be in the elements. I pull energy from the elements. So if I'm inside, then I'll have the window open so that I can still. You've never seen an owl? Oh, in Chicago? Well, they in the trees right outside of my window. They in the backyard. They's everywhere. Hoo, 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 hoo. Listen, we have bobcats. Before the owls was fighting, it was the bobcats. And they don't meow normally. That's what bobcats sound like when they fight. It's scary. I take the owls any day. Yes. Yes. I, I hate it, but I love owls. That's what they sound like. Lemmy wants to be in charge of the girls. Natalie wants to be in charge of the girls. Natalie is in charge of the girls, but Lemmy is in charge of the girls. That's literally how it is. It's like Lemmy is in charge of all the girls. Natalie is in charge of the baddies. But baddies is the bread and butter, it seems, for Zeus. So in that regard, Natalie feels like I'm actually in charge of all the girls. And Lemmy was like, well, don't get above your britches. But the emotional aspect is that he needs her. So he can't kick her out. He can't fire her and tell her to go because he knows that she's in charge of the girls. So he needs her. He can be like, I'm the boss, but at the same time, he can't get rid of her because he needs her. And so therein lies the emotions. Now, this is where men who are not in their divine masculine power don't know that they could diffuse a lot of emotional woman situations, because women were emotional sometimes. So when we're throwing a temper tantrum, and I've learned this from a man. I learned this from a man, real men, because I got real men around me, good men, providers, protectors, good men. Savannah, they taken though, so don't ask, ladies. They wouldn't be good men if they were single. But they say that they understand that women may express themselves in a more emotional state because that's a woman's nature. So when they see that, instead of meeting the woman in the heat of her argument, even if she's triggering you, man, and she's getting on your nerve, the men that I know, they don't respond in kind, emotional, and lash out. That's when they step into their divine masculine energy so that they can balance the chaos that the woman may be having. So if she's nagging and don't do what Lim did and then argue back with her, because that's feminine energy meeting feminine energy. That's when you're supposed to assert yourself and then put fire or air, because those are masculine elements, to that chaos. When a woman is emotional and erratic, that's when you speak calm and assertively, logically, because now she's being emotional. That's when you counter it with calm and logic. I understand how you're feeling. We're not communicating good right now. This conversation isn't productive. I'm going to respect your feelings enough to allow us both a moment to calm down. And then let's, even if you don't say it that way, that's what you have to do. That is how a man leads, with divine masculine energy, not meeting the woman in the middle of her argument and going off with, yeah, well, you a stinking bitch too. Because now she's going to, but you have the power. I understand. I hear you. I hear you. Saying that, even if you don't understand and you don't want to hear her, saying it would actually take her back a little bit. Every time you do that, that's going to take a little bit of the wind out of that fire. Reverse psychology. But that is how a divine masculine balances out chaotic energy. But instead, he doesn't seem to be emotionally mature either. I heard him going back off her, going back on her. You know, sassy Lim, he's a baddie too. That's what they were saying on the blogs and stuff in the comments, that he's a baddie too, because he meets feminine energy with feminine energy. And there seems to be, yes, calm the woman down. Even if she is erratic, acting erratic, because most of the time we know we are. We just can't control it. That's where you guys step in. All right, all right, all right. Even when she's going off it, and you're, all right, all right, listen. Let me hear what you have to say without the yelling. I'm listening. All I was trying to say was, and even if you think she's silenced, because you're actually taking the power away from us. And in that regard, we willingly relented. Because then we feel ourselves calming down. But you're sitting there calm, letting us vent. Now and see, all I wanted to say was we went from 10 to 12. And then once we're done, you can go off. And then I promise you, if you don't meet us back arguing after it's all done, we get it all out. After you sit there and let us vent, after all that fussing we did and you didn't fuss, we sit there like, I probably just made myself look real dumb. I promise you we do. I promise you we do. But we don't do that when y'all meet us in our feminine energy. We only continue to stew on you. But once you hit us with that assertive logic and calm, and you let us continuously de-escalate, once we get it all off of our chest, and you like, okay, I heard you. I got you. Even if you planning on dumping our ass tomorrow, we gonna go in our room. Yes, JD, dumb as hell. Feeling dumb as hell. Scared too. Scared. Now we gonna be catering to you all night. Because we know we done made ourselves look dumb. And we done probably put you in a corner. So now we got to cater to you. Yes. I did too much. I just gave you guys the game. That's how you work that divine masculine energy. But Lemmy, he ain't in that. He ain't in that. That's what the oracles say. I should have just got some money, some super chats from some of y'all men. I must don't have no heterosexual men in here, because y'all must ain't hear what I just said. Yes, you know how after your parents beat up, fuss at you and punish you, and then they feel bad. They do the same thing. They be sitting in that. Oh Lord, I done gave my child trauma that they gonna need therapy for. Oh, I'm gonna be in a home, ain't it? Yep, I'm gonna be in a home. Let me go ask them if they want Red Lobster so I don't be in a home. Then they come peek in your room. Put your clothes on. We finna go to the restaurant. That's what us women. That's what your mamas do. That's what us women do. I'm telling you, man. Run me my coin. Run me my coin, because I'm giving you the game. We gonna come in that bay. Look. And if you really good, if you really want to get us, when we come in there and try to give you some, decline politely. Don't do it in a way like you got an attitude, because that is going to put us back in petty. Then we're going to argue. Decline with style. See, what you guys do is, I'm going to get back to Lim, but y'all need some game, and I'm going to put you up on it. Because the girl's been hitting y'all with whammies, and I just been sitting back like, Lord, let me help these men. Listen, after that argument, after you done balanced out that chaotic energy, and you left her in there to stew in her own filth, because she's stewing. You go get in the shower. And you get out the shower and you put on them gray sweats, put on some cologne, and go the fuck to bed. Because we going to come in the room all naked and cute. Don't let the smile catch you off, boy. That's how we do you. You better keep up. Don't let my smile make you lose game. It'll do it to you. Stay focused. Go to fuck the bed with that cologne on, them sweats, because we gonna come in there wanting to bae and make it right. And don't be mad. You know, look up from the pillow. You wanna you wanna kiss on the forehead. I love you, babe. I'm really tired. Got work in the morning. I'm gonna probably hit the gym. Get up a little early, hit the gym. You know, get a little run in. But forehead kiss. Love you. Nuggy, no snuggy. Roll over and go to sleep. You gonna fuck our head up with that one. Oh shit, because now we feel like, oh, it's over. I'm dumped. In my mind, we're dumped. We done did it now, girl. We in our head like, oh, girls, we done did it now. We blaming all the voices and personalities in our mind like, here you go again. You can't never just shut. No, it was you this time. I don't have anything in my teeth but a gap, bitch. It's amazing. So yeah, guys. And if Lim had have been getting consultations from me a long time ago, because I've been telling y'all celebrities to call me, because y'all need me, he wouldn't be having this power struggle with Natalie. He wouldn't know how to outpower her without stooping to her level. No, he was supposed to hit her with the forehead kiss. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's a power it's a power method. You don't let your boss know, or you always supposed to big up your bosses. Always make them feel like not threatened. Even if you know you better than them, never parade that in front of them. That's one of the 48 laws of power, because then they're going to be after you. And if they're currently your boss, they have power over you. So you know what I'm saying, you got to bow to them, even if in your mind you're 10 steps ahead. Yes, Lemmy. Yes, thank you, Lemmy. Yes, thank you for the opportunities. Who, I ain't no boss to nobody, y'all. Lim run this. I'm just the face of the show. This is Big Daddy Lim's show. Yes, Big Daddy Lim. Yes, Big Daddy Lim. Never let them feel threatened, especially if you're a woman in a position of power, unassumed power, and your boss is a man. I would walk around rubbing his shoulders. In the meetings, I'd be standing up rubbing his shoulders in front of everybody, in front of all the women who I want to respect me. I would be in those meetings respecting him and letting him just soak up all that power, because eventually all that power goes to his head, and then he starts making mistakes. Then he gets weak, and then that's when you don't have to. You just got to stay ready. No, she shouldn't even have sex with him, but she should cater. Let him feel like the king that he is. Every time he walked in, whoa, everybody, Lemmy's here. Lim, it's Mufasa. Every time he walked in the building, Lemmy, Plum, that's Mufasa. Lemmy, Plum, that's Mufasa. Come on, girls. Now, the girls don't like him, but bitch, y'all come on. Lemmy, Plum, that's Mufasa. They like, no, Natalie, you the baddie around here. You, I don't run nothing. Lemmy, Plum, that's Mufasa. Men get high off that and then get weak, get vulnerable. That's how Samson got undermined. Because Delilah was standing there like, Sam, son, that's Mufasa. Sam, son, that's Mufasa. Because you know he had hair. Sam, son, that's Mufasa. She was rubbing Sam's shoulders after all the fights, braiding his hair and stuff. And he was just sitting there like, yeah, actually I am Mufasa, ain't I? Yes, Sam. Mhm. Let me get them feet too. They was probably crusty and she was throwing up in her mouth, but the long game, the long game, the long game. Rubbing his feet, plotting and planning, plotting and planting. Natalie, you should have called me too. Now I charged you out the ass numbers you can't afford because you don't like my kind. So I don't know what to tip you. You better get it how you live. I'll help you. But you're going to have to pay the reparation fee. Natalie, if you want to beat this authentically black man, I don't care what kind of sass he is. He's bliggity black. You want me to help you out? I need the reparation fee. She gonna be like, I didn't even see that on your list of stuff. No. It ain't on there, honey. It ain't even on the menu. They don't put that expensive stuff on the menu, girl. We got to have this conversation in the bike. That's how much you got to pay me. Mm-hmm. Probably just women because according to her, yep, triple tax that, and you got it right in your bank. I ain't no telling how many stacks you hiding in that chin. Girl, pull that drawer out. Pull that drawer out and let me count them stacks in that chin. But I believe, according to the fact, she has sex with black men. Most white women who have sex with black men but don't like black women don't like black women, but they don't mind black men. And she was raised by a white woman. I don't know how her mother even felt about black women. So, yes, pull that chin on out and let me see what kind of money in there. Because I know you got some stored away for the winter in that chin. Mm-hmm. I need the reparation fee, Natalie. I heard you wasn't kind to our kind. You want my help with Lim? Because he black. And he paid me a good hefty fee to stay in power. You want me to help you? There's a reparation fee. It's called $40,000 for a consultation. $1,000 for every acre we want. I'm not kidding, but. And they say that you be prostate and tooting and madaming. You got it. You got 40 grand to make 40 mil. Small thing to a giant. This is an investment. You want to win this war, you got to pay reparations, baby, to the ancestors. They demand it, or they won't allow me to consult you. I'm just saying. I'd help Natalie too, but there's a reparation fee. $40,000 for any of you who haven't been kind to the blacks but need my help. $40,000. That's the consultation fee. We ain't talking about the work. I'm just saying, I ain't racist or nothing. I do business with you, but it's business. The square kind. All right. Let's crack them open a little bit and then we'll move on. Because I also wanted to talk about Terrence Howard and Diddy. Yes, ma'am, Erica. Square biz. We know that y'all kind of don't like to do square biz. But if you come and solicit my help and you disrespect me after you've come into my temples and asked for my help, then the spirits back me up and getting it back. Getting it back in blood if I got to. That's why I say treat people right. Because there are spiritual laws coming in here, not wanting to pay the ancestors, but you want them to help you. Mm-mm. 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 Hmm. Hmm. Not on my watch, not on duty. Yes, DJ. Terrance got out and said, nah, man. If I stay in this party, man, I'm going to have to whoop that trick. Get him. 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 Get him. Doom, 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 doom. That's me making the beat. Doom, 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 doom. Because that's how the beat started when they made it in there. Doom, 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 doom. Get him. That trick. Get him. Whoop that trick. Get him. Whoop that trick. Get him. Whoop that trick. Yay and alive as in Kanye West. Let me find out. Y'all not listen. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. You gotta say it like you mean it, man. I'm in charge. Let me get in charge of this reading. You ain't never seen Hustle and Flow? Whoop that trick. Get him. Whoop that trick. Get him. Whoop that trick. That's what Terrence Howard was finna do to Diddy. Doom, doom, with his chain on, that D chain on too. Because the D stand for, what was his name? Not Diddy, not over here. Anytime y'all see me do this from now on, just know. Y'all know what time it is. If I do this, it's gang gang. We got somebody to whoop that trick. Get them. Whoop. So we got alpaca furs. We just got a lot going on over here. Is that my tape, man? I might have reacted the same way if I made that hot fire and I found it in the toilet. You can't put fire in the water. You're going to put the fire out. I'd have whooped that trick too. Because I'm in charge. You better. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, okay. God. Terrence, it's not your turn yet. You're going to get your chance. All right, Spirit. Please allow me to conjure up the spirit and the soul and the collective energy of Natalie Nun. Even if her name was Natalie Nun, you hoes still can't change her. You need some of my vocals on the track? Yes. It's a fee for that too, but you can. Even if my name was Natalie Nun, you host me and some of that thing, because I don't know the words and need to sing. Of course, JD would be dying because it's her girl, Nikki, and I'm butchering. Literally blew that head as if it could get any larger. I remember when that song came out and Natalie was all on the blogs. It was this one video where she in a limo or something and she was singing it with her chin out of the way. I know it was her whole head, but the chin. You guys, I watched that video an unhealthy amount of times because it was just so much face and chin and head and happy. Yes, it was so much going on. It was happy. It was, being gassed. They were playing the song. They were loud. Her chin was loud. It was just so loud. It was so much. I just could not stop. I couldn't tear my eyes away. I couldn't tear. Oh my God. It was like the chin should have. Did Nicki Minaj do a video for that? If she did a video for that, I just need to see the chin. That's it. Just the chin needs its own. Nicki didn't do that rollout right because she should have put the chin as a part of that song. Like make the chin a part of Gag City somehow. I don't know, but it was so much. And she was so happy and she just kept poking it out. I was like, stop! Stop poking out your chin, Natalie. Stop. When she intentionally protruded it from her face, it's like she dislocated it and made it like a Pez. You remember the Pez toys, for all of you guys who are old enough for the Pez? You push it up and it ejects the candy out. Her chin just ejected out like a Pez. I'm done. I'm done. Okay, enough. Spirit, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul, and the collective energy, the chin. The chin has arrived. Chin first. Hop chin first into my deck of cards. Ah, this is too much. Spirit, can you please allow me to see what's going on with Natalie Nun and Lemuel Parker right now from Natalie Nun, Spirit, Soul, and Collective Energy? Natalie, what is your issue with Lim? Tell it to me here. Tell it all. And I compel you to speak your soul and your chin's truth and keep absolutely nothing hidden from me. Yes, the Pez, Erica. The Pez. You don't need, I'm not trying to roast the chin. So these don't be my roasts. These are my intrusive thoughts. And it sounds like a roast because I get overwhelmed in imagery in my mind. And then it's just my way of trying to express the imagery that's in my mind. Maybe I'm going in on the chin, but in my mind, this isn't a roast session. This is just me being overwhelmed with intrusive thoughts about the chin. Okay, well, I guess that's why the chin didn't get a solo, because it was Uzi's song, and if the chin was in there, it would have stole the show. The chin needs its own show on Zeus. Natalie, that's what you need. You just need your own show since you want to be the boss. Just, I don't know, Natalie. The chin and I need a meeting. We need to talk on our own. We need to talk. Now this is a roast. Okay, that's the roast. But at first, I was trying to unoverwhelm myself with imagery. Sorry, Nana. I'm overwhelmed in my mind all the time. I overwhelm my mind, myself. Whatever they said Natalie did, the chin did it. It wasn't Natalie. The chin did it. If they say that Natalie is prostate and toots and prostituting the girls, it was the chin. It was just sweet life of the chin. You got pop the chin. You got say yes to the chin. Selling the chin. Get sharp chin. America's Got Chin. I mean, only chin. Insta chin. Tick chin. 21 chin, 21 inches of chin and eye. So many endless possibilities. The chin's cabaret. I mean, the possibility. Love and chin hop, love and chin hood. So many endless possibilities, but she wants to run the girls and, you know, also be a cast member. Just give the chin a show and you run your show with your chin, but you be in charge of the baddies behind the scene. Planet of the see, look, everybody's so creative. Everybody's so creative in the chat. Everybody's so creative. Now we all need a reparation fee from Natalie because we giving her free advice. See, I told y'all I seen millionaires coming from within. Yes. Yes. Just invest in making a line of chinchilla Yes, chinchilla, Nana. We was reading each other mind. Chinchilla furs. Maybe Natalie and I can collaborate on the robes. we can we can collaborate on the merch. We can have the alpaca robes that say huzzy, and then we can have the chinchilla robes with the Pez chin as the picture of the Pez chin. Lord of the chins. See? Everybody's so creative. Now, if nobody told you that you didn't have an entrepreneur in you, look at you. Look at you. Just script writing and screenwriting in the chat. Y'all be careful with these good ideas. Don't just be sharing them for free. Because you know the feds be watching. Feds be watching. Queen of the chin. Natalie doesn't deserve us. She just doesn't deserve us. All right, Natalie, talk to me. What's going on with you and Lemuel currently? Talk to me about you and Lemuel. You better do it, Terry, because you never know who'll be watching these lives. It's probably about 4K people watching currently. I saw that. I just ignored it because if they don't get it, then they don't get it. And we only talk to the people who keep up. We see them and then we pay them no mind, you guys. This is what I've learned from doing lives. That first few lives, I was getting upset. Mr. Potato Chin, because it does look, which when you're right. Present position. This is how she feels about lemon pepper. You ain't the boss. You ain't in control. And she wants to see him go down, but I think she already sees him going down in some way. My trash talking account, we gonna get you a custom chinchilla. A custom chinchilla. It's gonna have chinchilla robe, but the hood is gonna be alpaca. Oh, he can't see it because y'all blocked him. Okay. This is how she feels about Lim, the unfit emperor. This makes me think that she sees him the way I was telling her to see him. Natalie just wants to be the boss so bad. She wants to be acknowledged as the boss instead of knowing you're the boss, because that's not good enough for her. Knowing she's the boss isn't good enough. She wants to assert, and she wants Lim to know she's the boss. And so she sees Lim as going down. What if Natalie had something to do with him being exposed and something else that's going on? What if she had something to do with it being brought to the blogs and stuff, whatever he's got going on with not being able to pay people? Not saying she does, but I think she feels glee in my Kodak voice about whatever he's going through. In my mind, I heard her say, and I can say more. I can say more. I know that's what she said. She's still saying it in her mind, in my mind. I wonder if she's gonna say more or if she is. Yes, that's true, Taryn. And this is Natalie. She is. Taryn, I was about to get there with this card. Now, these two cards. Lim is in charge of the girls, not Natalie. Natalie is in charge of the girls. Lim is in charge of Natalie and the girls. Even though he's going through his things right now as a pimp. Because him showing up in her present position, sure, Olivia. Hi, Olivia. And her showing up as the queen of I am a Florida gremlin. It's Kodak all day, every day. It's Kodak all the time. When I do road trips, it's Kodak the whole way. Yes, it's a gremlin. But don't let the face fool you. I got to ride. I got to slide when I ride, okay? Slide when I ride. FM, are you Lim? So anyway, Olivia, how was I being rude? You about the biz ounce, because I can't take that ish no more. Um, this showing, Natalie's showing up, because I believe this is Natalie, currently the Queen of Wands, simply because there are conversations about prostituting. Olivia's already gone. She's about to biz ounce, because I can't take her ish no more. Lemmy's ex-partners are speaking out about him and how he basically stole. Yes. So while Lemmy is going down, she doesn't mind him going down. Hello from London. Hello, Wayne. I think she brought that situation to the internet because she wanted to pile up on this moment while he's going down. Again, they both have had emotions running high with each other. Where are my oracles? I put them up for some time. Unspoken things that they have against each other for some time. However, I do believe that this is a pimp, this is a prostitute, because the Queen of Wands, or a madam, because the Queen of Wands and Natalie is a Capricorn. The Queen of Wands is the only queen in the deck that would be directly related to prostitution or something like that because it's a wand. Enterprising, business, sex, all of that. Him in reverse, her in reverse. This makes me think I will crash out to take you down. I can say more. She won't say too much though. She won't say too much because saying too much would implicate herself too in some things. This looks like a pimp and his bottom bitch to me. And they're at war with each other. And since she's in the challenging position, challenging him, she's challenging him. She's in reverse, not upright. I'll crash out and take us both. Past positions. Did someone just travel? Okay, well, they said something about trafficking overseas and stuff like that. I believe it was done in the past. And I actually believe that this is something that Natalie was doing before she met Lim. I also believe that in this regard, where Natalie goes and recruits girls all over the world and things like that, hi, Ethereal. And Zeus with Lim, it's like, I said this in my Zeus reading and my Lim reading. There's some prostitutions going on over there at Zeus. And I even mentioned that there was some violence going on over there. You guys can go search through the archives and find those and rewatch them if you want to catch up on the current events. But I think that Natalie was already on the stroll before she met Lim. And I think meeting him and her, I think that they formed kind of a pimp and bottom situation. He had the capital to give her a show. And then she goes out and she recruits the girls. And then they go all over the world, prostitutes and tooting. He brings in the investors and brings the house for them to do this in, which is Zeus. Zeus is the whole house. Natalie is the bottom bitch. And the baddies are the girls. I honestly, because I touched on that before. I did see a little trumpet blowing. But to men, I don't know if Natalie and Lim have done it with each other, but I'll check after I lay this spread out. Patrick, you can book a consultation with me, $75 1 hour, Beyond the Veil Adina at gmail.com. I got books open this week. Eight of Pentacles. Natalie, what are you up to? Natalie still has to work. So is the new season of Baddies Africa out now? Natalie's about to work. She's about to work. Whatever she's building, it's hers. So I don't know if it's the show or if she's about to go and try to build something that's hers. She's up to something. Thank you, Ethereal. My cherry pajamas. She's up to something, though. She's working. It's filming. Okay. All right. The girls need to be careful, though, because Natalie is looking to make something of hers, even if it's the show. So in her mind, she is going to be moving and behaving in a way to where the show is synonymous with her, not Lim. She's looking to make it hers. Even if they're just filming baddies, she will be doing things in front of and behind the scenes to assert herself as the claim and the fame to the show. So that without her, there is no show. She's working to solidify her position. Ironically, this makes me think, because it's this card, which makes me think now she's getting back to work. She must have got comfortable as the bottom. Lim has her shook, though, because even doing all that talking, he is the boss. She's the boss culturally, but on paper, he's the boss. After their argument, she knows that because she's still on contract. She still has to work. But Natalie's a Capricorn. So now in her mind, all right, bet. You might have won this battle. She's going to go and try to win the war. I don't know if she's going to fight. I'll clarify this. But I have to finish the spread because some of these questions might get answered. The Hierophant. The Hierophant has an element of humility to it. So I believe that Lim has been bringing up other castmates and members in order to humble Natalie. He's been raising up some of the other people to her level or to levels close to hers to humble her and to show her, I am the boss. I can take one of the girls who you feel like are under you and raise them up. Isn't that what happened with the girl? I don't watch this show, but I keep up with the blogs and stuff. Is that what someone said, that she'll be taken out by an indigenous spiritualist? I'll ask. But let me finish the spread first. But that's curious. That's interesting. She's already got her Christian ex-mother-in-law doing Christian magic on her. It's one of the first things I noticed watching that interview, listening to her talk about her bishop and how he was made a bishop by the Vatican, and she was speaking of the living word and how you actually use it to bring down powers and principalities. She's a Christian practitioner. No, I'm talking about her ex-stepmother. So I don't know about an indigenous spiritualist, but I know she's got her ex-stepmother using the Christian spiritualist to spiritualism against her. So yeah, okay, Scotty and Anna. This would be Scotty and Anna. But they might know. It's like they know what they're doing, and they know that Lim will elevate them. I've heard rumors that Scotty almost don't. Did Scotty used to be kind of like Natalie's lapdog, but now she isn't anymore? If that's the case, that's because of her dealings with Lim. Um, 7 o'clock. I'm gonna end this at 7. Oh, since she's going to Africa. You know what? No, she's not going to be taken out by an indigenous African spiritualist because they are too busy doing juju on, for one, each other and us. You know how Nigerians treat white people? They like them. They welcome them in easier than they would welcome me, probably. If anything, they probably be anxious for her to come pay them for some juju. They probably love for her to hire them to do some work and throw roots on the other girls and stuff like that. But no, why would they do that? How many indigenous African spiritualists are using their indigenous African spirituality for good? Because I know that y'all are real popular in throwing the curses and things like that, but it's usually against each other. And I don't like that. Because Natalie, they should, if that was the case, they wouldn't have been able to greenlight that show in Africa. But they did. And to be honest, that's the I know they don't like us, but I love y'all. Nana, that's actually one of the first things I thought when I saw that they greenlit that show in Africa. I shook my head. I was like, why would they allow that over there? But then I thought they love that shit. Anything that gets some money in their pocket, they'll sell us out and sell themselves out and let that debauchery come and taint the motherland for whatever perks they bring. Because they did it when the colonizers did it. They came with forks and guns and plates to Africa. And y'all initiated them and all the spirits and the systems and everything. Showed them the whole security game room. Walked them right into it. Because we were always too busy being against each other. Natalie and Zeus should not have been able to get that show even greenlit in Africa. So no, ain't no indigenous spiritualist gonna take her out unless they watching this video and become convicted to change. Then they might. So yes, Natalie is aware though. Natalie is aware, and this is why she wants to take Lem down, because he's been propping up girls above them, above her. This is an ego clash with Lem and Natalie. Nothing more, nothing less. Natalie is willing to take it all down for ego. This is a crash out of an ego. Queen of Cups, which one of them girls is a water sign? I'll put her on the list, Carol. I'm going to start doing true crime on Mondays. Is any one of those girls, Anna or Scotty, a water sign? Just curious. Because there's one girl here that really triggered Natalie. Scotty's an Aquarius. Anna is a Leo. Okay. This doesn't have to be their sign then. No, this ain't Krishan. Krishan? I don't know. Krishan kind of did branch off and Stunner Girl. Krishan. Okay. This doesn't have to necessarily be a sign, their sign, but this is somebody that already went talking. Maybe Stunner Girl, because Krishan never exposed Zeus for trafficking, prostituting, and all of that, but she did. She did. She did expose Lim. She exposed that. So this will be Stunner Girl and the So Below. I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if Nunley has an issue with Stunner. Okay. There's a girl. I think that maybe Natalie wanted Stunner off the show too. She might have helped too. Stunner Girl might have been able to boot Natalie out because of Lim. Lim might have seen a little bit more value in Stunner because Stunner is cutthroat. She put bitches in cages. You need a bitch like her to keep your hoes in line. And Natalie was getting too big for her britches. She might have been a liability because she's the ego girl. He might have been looking at Stunner to bring her on and make the new bottom because she ain't scared. Natalie, she'll tussle with the girls, but Stunner might do something a little bit more gangster. Stunner can, Natalie? Natalie? I think that Natalie had something to do with Stunner not being on the show. She didn't want Stunner to get attention. Whoever this Queen of Cups is, I don't think she wanted her on the show. I don't know if she's the reason she's back, but I think at some point Natalie didn't like Stunner or want her on the show because it might have afforded her too many other opportunities. If Stunner is back on the show, there's a reason why she's back on the show. She may be willing to get her hands dirty. Now imagine a chess move. If Lim brings Stunner back and decide I'm going to definitely prop you up over Natalie so she can stay all she want, but I'm going to rise you up. You just can't talk about our ish no more. Something like that might be going on here. I'm going to come and crack these open. Knight of Cups in reverse. Ever since this Queen of Cups entered the so below position, nothing but cups. Ace of Cups reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse, external energy. Whoever this girl is, I think this is Stunner then. Because she's in the reading and she's affecting the external energies leading up towards the outcome. In Natalie's reading, she entered here after Lim started propping up other girls to humble Natalie. She's in the so below position, the ultimate humble. I think he sees this woman here as the ultimate girl who can humble Natalie and replace her. If there's any girl to replace Natalie, it ain't Anna, it ain't Scotty, it ain't Biggie. It would be this Queen of Cups. And I think it's Stunner because she bought that action. Them other girls, I don't think they ain't no YN in heart. They fight. Stunner does other stuff. She does, like I said, kidnap, put girls in cages allegedly, and ain't no telling if she got a body or two on her. She might. She seemed like the type. Hopes and fears. Things getting exposed. The Chariot makes me think Lim will prevail in this situation with Natalie. However, because it's the Chariot for Natalie's outcome, I don't know if they're gonna boot her out. They may be able to integrate another girl in to rival her, but Natalie's gonna have to work. And as much as she's hooting and hollering, if none of the big wigs, because I heard Lim say you're not bigger than the machine. He told somebody that. To some people, they're not. So if the machine doesn't decide to cancel Lim, Natalie is going to fall in line. But I see somebody else beside her that she might not have no choice but to let be beside her. Something's being kept they're trying to keep something keep something quiet. They're trying really hard to keep something quiet, and they're prevailing at keeping something quiet. I don't know if this is an injury, a serious injury, and this may be on a reunion show. But since this injury comes before death, I've never heard of anything like that, but there's something, it seems like it's being kept under wrap very nicely from a woman who can tame this lion. I don't know if it's Stunna. I don't know if it's Natalie. I don't know if it's Stunna and Natalie. I feel like Stunna and Natalie. But there's something very violent in here that actually feels like a body. This isn't just the fighting. This is all the way. But I don't know, because this is being kept quiet right now. Somebody on this table has got some tea, and there's a body involved that I don't believe is warm currently. I don't know if it's something that happened at the reunion, if it's something that will be hinted to at a reunion, something that maybe happened at a party. I only said the reunion because of Three of Cups. Could be a party, a friend group, something like that. There's something that went on somewhere that's quiet, private, violent. Someone didn't recover from it. Outcome, the Chariot. There are definitely some bones buried at Zeus. But in order to create a business that becomes a part of the machine, it has to be done on blood or bones. It has a sacrifice needs to be made in order to establish an entity, like a TV network or something like that. There's blood in the foundation of the network somewhere. Has to be. Has to be. According to the God of this world, has to be a sacrifice given to establish something that becomes a part of the machine. Has to. I'm a spiritualist. I'm just saying, I don't see any way that they can create a network like this without without some blood at the foundation of it. That's why I tell Black people who are so gung ho on taking back the U.S. because it's where our ancestors. This is a graveyard. This is a graveyard. This corporation was built off of the blood of our ancestors. It's cursed. You can love this land all you want, but it's cursed because the prosperity of it, this country became the world superpower off of blood. I'm telling you guys, that's the only way that you can establish a machine like that, off of blood. And you guys, we're not Africans. We are foundational Black Americans. Meanwhile, your ancestors' blood is crying out from the soil for vengeance. You ain't got to love Africans. You ain't got to love nobody. But a graveyard where your ancestors' blood is literally crying out for vengeance. And you're telling those ancestors, no, we want to take your blood and use it in the name of why we want to stay here. Our ancestors fought for this. They didn't want to. They didn't want to. Some of your ancestors jumped off the boats so that they ain't make it here. What about them? They didn't even want to get here. They rather die than get here. What about those ancestors? You fight for the United States because you love the United States, not your ancestors. They don't they don't want you to take back this land and then get rid of the white people, because that's not how blood pacts and blood magic works. It's cursed. And your protesting isn't going to break that curse that's on this land. It's just, and it is the blood of millions. This ain't even one person's blood. The blood of millions. This land is cursed. Do you know how many of your ancestors in their dying breath cursed this land? Cursed this land and the owners of it and all their generations. The current leaders of it now. Hell, your ancestors cursed them too. And you're electing them. The people that your ancestors was cursing. They dying breath, blood spilling out. They look up at the sky while their soul leaving their body and all they think about is home. Just for you to come back because you got a personal beef against African based off of the media, what it's been feeding and feeding and feeding and feeding and feeding and feeding you, those thoughts aren't even yours. Now you talking about I'm marching in the name of my ancestors, but your ancestors like ninja. We told the spirits to make this land barren. Our curses are currently being fulfilled. Ninja, you better leave. Daughters and sons. Daughters and sons, if you can, escape. If we've blessed you with the means of financial freedom so that you can go somewhere else, leave. That's what your ancestors did for you. They gave you the power and the freedom to go other places so that you don't have to be here when the curses that they blood cried out for start coming down. I'm just saying. I know y'all hearts are usually in the right place, but y'all don't know anything about magic because their blood is here. All right, the chariot. What's this chariot for you? Chariot for you. Page of Wands in reverse. Listen, Natalie isn't going to sabotage that show. She's mad right now. They're mad. But Natalie doesn't want to lose her coin. I think Natalie's going to play the long game. I think she's going to start playing the 48 laws of power that I was just talking about. Hugs to you too from Brazil. I know a lot of the diaspora is there. I actually heard that you guys have a whole town, is it? That's fully black. I want to visit there. I think I was watching it on a documentary that History put out on YouTube. It was so beautiful. Anyways, I would love to come there to Brazil because it looked like I'd be welcome there. I've not had a lot of good experiences with Dominican women. Specifically, I worked in Fort Lauderdale in HR with two. One of them was an she proudly said, "I am an Afro Latina." The other one, she did not want to. She about wouldn't even call herself Dominican. She'd just be like Latina, and she was very much like, "I'm dark, but I'm not like you." She was actually very mean to everyone that was brown. But to everyone who was white and right, and ironically, my boss, the CEO, he was an Indian man. He didn't like to hire white people. I ain't gonna tell nobody, but there was one white employee. Everybody else was from China, Asia, Germany, Russia, all the islands, the Latin islands, the Caribbean. He didn't like to hire white people because he said they didn't have work ethic because they never been through anything. Hi, Fly God. All right. Natalie's gonna fall in line, and I think she's gonna start playing the power game. She's gonna start being more cooperative and playing the long run because I think she just realized in this crash out that Lim is the boss. I love to go. I love to go to Brazil. Absolutely love. I want to eat. Y'all know I want to eat. I want to eat. I want to dance. I want to go pray with you guys. I want to go, I want to go to the spiritual communities. And Brazil is spiritual. Y'all still uphold a lot of your African traditions. You guys uphold the Orisha and things like that. I want to go pray with you in your temples. I want to go to your sites that are holy sites and things like that. I want to dance and listen to the music and talk to the, play with the kids and talk to the elders. And I want to do all that. I want to experience the culture, soak it all in because it's still a lot of indigenous culture there. You guys preserve a lot of that. And I like that. And I want to eat. Okay, feed me. I know I'm skinny, but fix me a big mama plate. Okay, fix me a plate like I got jiggle, like it jiggle right there. Okay, fix me one of them plates. Okay, she'll fall in line. She'll fall in line because I think Natalie can't do much because she would be outing herself too about the trafficking and stuff like that if she brings out those accusations. So Natalie's about to start working. Lim should be careful because when she falls in line, it just won't be because he sunned her, and that's what he's going to be thinking. I like this, Natalie. I'm not a fan of people who don't like black women, but reading your energy, now that we're only talking about energy and strategy, is something that I would do, something that I would have been doing. But because she realizes that he does run the show. However, she knows that if he goes down, it'll be because the machine takes him down. And currently, it looks like he may be wibble wobbling. I think she realized the crash out wasn't the way to go. Because if you crash out now and he's still in power, he's going to boot you out. If the girls have been seen with Stunner Girl lately, that's strategic. That's to let Natalie know your replacement is coming back through the door. So Natalie said, okay, touche. Now she's just going to work and probably earn her respect. However, I think I think Lim's still going to prop somebody up in a way that she can't shake them to keep her in line, to keep her replacement close. And I don't think Natalie really wants to expose, or she doesn't want to see Lim get exposed for traveling, because I think that's a part of how Natalie really makes her money. Eight of Pentacles. Is she going to be getting in the field? Is she going to be letting those girls chin check her? Yeah. Definitely still going to want to assert herself. She may fight. If she does, she'll win. If she doesn't fight, she'll be very pompous, which she already is. She doesn't want to be put out. She wants to walk away on her own when there's something better. Spirit, let me see if the Six of Wands is her fighting, or is it her not having to? Maybe after all of this, her and Lim might work out a situation to where he agrees to not let the girls come for her, so that she doesn't try to take them all down. Six of Wands. I don't necessarily know if Natalie's going to fight. Spirit, will Natalie be fighting the girls on these next upcoming seasons? That would be a regression for her. I don't see that. I think that she's going to get Lim After this crash out, they're going to talk. They were emotional. They're going to talk. All she wants is her respect from the girls. Is Natalie going to fight the girls this upcoming season, Spirit? I don't think so. I think her and Lim are going to work out an agreement. They were fighting at the time. And yes, Lim has been trying to humble Natalie. After this crash out, I think they're going to start working together a little bit more harmoniously. Natalie felt ignored by the girls when she knows that she's supposed to be over them. Her thing is, when I comfort them and talk to them any kind of way, I should be protected. Okay, so yeah, they already made up. That's what this is then. No. So he will make sure that the girls don't get over their head with her. Even though he placed them there, he'll calm it down. Natalie will stay in line. They'll continue to work it out. However, there's somebody else. Neither one of them are going to forget. They might forgive for now, but they ain't going to forget. So Natalie going to be doing what she do. Lim, he's still going to bring in a replacement because this can't go on for too much longer. They're going to end up in this place again. The show's going to continue to grow, and then Natalie's going to want more power. That's a natural progression. Lim is not going to want to relent any of his. We'll see. But for now, they're going to get back to the program together. And besides that $50K in that bag, he's going to give her the security that she wants and not let the girls. He's going to allow her to run the girls, and he won't let them be so free in running her. They got to watch each other, though, because now the war has taken a different type of strategy. It's went from, physical battle to covert and psychological warfare. I kind of, as a businesswoman, I can't say, I think I kind of respect Natalie for how she maneuvers and handles herself. She knows how to play. She knows how to play. I think growing up as a mixed girl around all white people taught her how to be sly, slick, how to get what you want, how to use people and things like that. All right, now let me see if they smash. Terrance wants to know. All right, Spirit. In my mind, I feel like Lim wouldn't want to touch Natalie. I don't think Lim finds Natalie very much how to code switch. Very much. She learned from white people all of their strategies. She learned white people power moves. She learned that. Spirit, has Natalie Nun and Lemuel Plummer, have they ever had a sexual relationship or sexual encounter? For some reason, I don't think he finds her attractive. In my mind, I want to turn my nose up. Lim seems like he would be the type to judge a woman's hygiene or judge. Like he looks at he knows a lot of Natalie's body. She helped him build the show. So she was tooting for Daddy. She was the bottom before they brought on new girls. She helped him. Her and Jocelyn probably. But I don't know if he necessarily wants her like that. It's like pimps don't usually hunch their bottoms because they know what they do. For some reason, they might fall in love with one of the other girls, but not the bottom one. If he's smart, he wouldn't. Because Natalie, if she has sex with him, she would energetically switch the power dynamic. He probably wouldn't be able to be successful. I don't know. I'd be surprised if he did, because something about when I asked that question made me want to turn my nose up like, ew. Let me see, though. Let me see. Spirit, has Lemuel Plummer and Natalie Nun, have they had any sexual relationship or sexual encounter? And all this is alleged, you guys. I'm just crazy as hell. Thank you. Ice Shaps. Probably, and as a woman, I, for one, I don't know if it was a BBL or surgery, but I've smelled some things in the strip club when they had the strippers with BBL. I've heard a man, so Andrew, my previous business partner and the last guy I had sex with, he was 45, getting ready to be 46, so it's not like he's young. He'd been out here for a little while. He was in love with my hoo-ha, and he would be like, girl, you got some good Gucci. And at some point, even though we were supposed to be friends with benefits, he decided he didn't want to deal with anyone else sexually. At some point, he came to me and he was like, all right, so, it was so funny. He was like, he just tried to say it casually. Yeah, I think I'm going to just, only fuck with you. Now, this is the same guy who tried to warn me not to catch feelings. And I laughed because I was like, feelings? But I wasn't going to let him just get off with trying to be cool, but at the same time, try to tell me that he wanted to only sleep with me. Because, sir, I thought you wanted to, but you acting like you want to be my boyfriend slowly but surely. So I was like, why? We use protection and everything, and I ain't gonna, you said you didn't want to be anything like that, so I ain't gonna hold you. Nah, because, when you find good stuff, it's hard to find. So I was curious. I was like, I thought all vaginas was good. Before I can get the good out of my mouth, he said, hell no. So ladies, they ain't all good, I heard. They ain't all good. So just know which one, where you fall in before you go telling me and you're going to put it on them, because they might talk about you to women like me. But he was saying he said most of the time women have odors that they don't know about. And we got to talking, and he was talking about his type, because he's very, 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 very light skinned. He's the first very, very, very light skinned man I ever dated. He's probably got a close relative that is Caucasian, because that ain't regular white, green eyes, the hair. He said that I think his great grandmother, somebody, was a white lady, but he liked dark skinned women, and he had a type. He liked natural body, petite and curvy, dark skinned girls like me. His other girlfriend, she kind of resembled me a little bit in complexion and body type. And so, but he liked to go to the strip clubs all the time. So I was like, I was surprised you ain't got no big old, big booty, bongy, because I was surprised he was so sprung over me. But he was like, them things stink. That's the first thing he said out of his mouth. He was like, them things stink. And I was like, well, I'm sure all of them don't. I'm sure it was just the woman. He said, them things stink. He said, it's all of them. He said, me and all my dogs, they stink. So, happy birthday, Grandpa Jamal. Woot woot. You made it, player. Meet me here next year. So, yeah, that's what a guy said. And I went to a strip club before with one of my cousin's friends who was a rapper, a strip club in, where we was, Daytona or Orlando? Daytona. And we had a section, and when we got there, they already had a bunch of strippers and stuff in there because the artist of the night was there. And so, they had the bitches already in there, and we was there with him. So we came in, we sat down, and the girls was in there doing their thing, shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking. And we tipping, I'm smacking and stuff. Cause that's what I do. I cheer for the girls. Yeah. However, there was only one girl in there at first with a natural body. I noticed out of my peripheral, because the girl with the natural body just so happened to be dancing in front of me and my cousins. The girls with the BBLs was over there with the guys, because obviously they was trying to get to the bag. I just so happened to look over at one of the girls that had, I don't know if it was an injection or a BBL. I'm not well versed in that. So if somebody in here has a BBL, and I say this, don't get offended, because I can't tell the difference. All I know, it was some sort of enhancement in the butt. She was twerking, and you can see the inside. It must have been an injection. I don't know, because you can see the big mass shaking around in her skin. So as she was dancing and shaking, twerking, that lump of whatever was in her butt was twerking inside the cheek. And you can see it like a big lump, like a big brick being thrown around in the skin of her butt cheek. And y'all know I'm extra. So I saw it out of my peripheral, and when it finally settled into my full vision, I was like, Tiana, look. It was like, what? And then they look and they just start laughing because they hang around more enhanced girls than I do. I couldn't stop. I couldn't take my eyes away. And I was trying not to be rude, and it was making me nervous. I get nervous over the weirdest things. It's like a slight OCD. I just got nervous. I wanted to leave the whole section because it just looks so crazy to me. And I was like, no. This is alien stuff. This is alien stuff. I don't know what this is. I've never seen this in my life. I don't this is an alien invasion. And I'm not going to stick around with that. But once I recognized her, that's when I got curious. So I started looking around. And it's like for the first time that I was in the club, and this was 20, 30 minutes into the night, for the first time I realized, wait a second. The whole section was full of those, and the masses were inside all of the cheeks. I don't know if they were getting the cheap injections, and so whatever was injected had just sat there, and when they twerk, it twerks too, but it didn't look right. It didn't look right. And so me and my cousins, we asked for the natural body girls as a preference, because ain't no way you're going to be bent over in front of me, and all I can see is this mass it's distracting. I can't enjoy that. I can't get jiggy with it. So I don't know, but I've heard from a man that it smells. I've never, I don't, my cousin has a lipo. She has a natural BBL type of body. She got lipo. I don't, oh no, my cousin wife got a BBL. I've never smelled any girls like that, but I'm not the one inside of their panties. So you guys ask the guys, and if the guys say yes, then I believe the men, because they're the ones hitting these girls. I got scared. I wanted to leave because when I see things like that, I just was like, help, policia, help. I felt accosted. I don't know why. I'm just so weird like that. But anyways, that was Natalie and Lim. All right, let's get to Terrence Howard so I can end this at 7 and hop on over to my members. Terrence, he said that Diddy wanted to do him, and that any man that goes to a Diddy party, use a goddamn lie, Nick. Use a goddamn lie. Use a goddamn lie. Twerk for you. Well, you'll have to talk to our leaders, Jazzin. You'll do Diddy to me? I doubt it. I'm gonna let you stay here and cook, Meek. I'll do Diddy to you. What does that even mean? Is that you'll Diddy bop with me? Are we gonna be Diddy bopping? Cause that's the only that's what I think about. All right, Terrence Howard. Terrence said, "Ain't none of y'all men that was at Diddy party got a tight bunkie hole." That's what Terrence said. Terrence said that I didn't. Terrence said if you are a man and you went to Diddy's party, this is the normal. And you guys know I have gay men in here. Y'all never think when I speak like this I'm coming for y'all. Most of these men pretend they not like that, and so we can play with them a little bit because they playing too. So now, but this would be an untouched male. This is probably them before the Diddy parties. According to Terrence Howard, this is them after the Diddy party. That's just what Terrence said. So I didn't say that. Terrence did. I didn't say it. Terrence said it. Terrence said his still looks like this though. But he said them other ones that was Diddy popping at the white parties, theirs on look like this. Like you can look into it, into the intestine. Maybe if you went to Diddy party once, it looked like this. Because you did once and you was like, nah, I don't want to be rich this bad. That means I got to keep doing it. I don't like it. But them ones that frequent the parties that be on the list every year, Terrence said theirs look like this. And you don't have to put put the tube in there for the colon check. You don't have to put the tube through the artery. You can just ask them to bend over and just check. That's what Terrence said. Because he said demands. That's what he said. And I just need to give y'all a visual. Okay? All right, now that we got that out of the way. Spirit. Terrence Howard said that men who went to Diddy's parties, their bungies are no longer tightened. Spirit. Not questioning their bungies. I'm questioning Terrence Howard's truth. Oracles. Will you tell me if Terrence Howard was telling the truth from his perspective about men who go to Diddy's parties? Was he telling his truth or was he just trying to be sensational in my future voice? Can't hold water, can't hold fart, just ain't good for keeping nothing. If any of them get bubble guts, they got a split second before them bubbles is coming out. The bubbles don't even form bubbles no more. I heard it just leak right out. Ain't no air pockets. Hey, I don't know. Not yours. I don't know. I'm just gonna ask though. We're about to find out. Spirit. Was Terrence Howard telling the truth about men at Diddy's parties not having to do sexual activities, wanting to, whatever? Was Terrence telling his truth? Don't let pride get in your way. This isn't in reverse. It's upright. I think he was telling his truth. For some reason, I think he didn't mind saying that because he felt proud that he kept his manhood at those parties. If he was doing it too, it wasn't at Diddy's house. And this is a full moon and Leo card. Very masculine, manhood, the sun energy. He feels very masculine in this card. You guys got some proof that his boongie hole look like this? Because it might look like this and not this. But this card makes me feel like his look like this. This card makes me feel like he's standing on his masculinity. But let me see. Meditate and contemplate. This is a spiritual man. Yeah, I don't see it in these two cards. I see a spiritual man who cares about his soul and probably knows about how that activity can disconnect from the soul. Surrender to the divine. I don't think he surrendered. It's in reverse. Y'all was saying he did. Spirit say, from his perspective, he's standing on his masculinity. This is a conscious man who's into science and spirituality. He didn't do it. I'm everything, Trower's family. I'm everything. The elites divide us into sections and things like that. I'm a human. God never gave me a title for a religion. I'm a human. I'm everything. I walk all paths. And so do you. Stop giving yourself titles. Spirit, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Terrence Howard. Fun fact, even if you are a Christian, don't call yourself that. If you're a Muslim, you don't have to give yourself, because what you're doing is the system the world created places to put us in. If you're a religious person, you got to be broken down into this. Hey, if you're not into religion, but you're into science, okay, well, you can be broken down in this. Everybody has a category. Even if you believe in the teachings of Allah, I follow the teachings of Allah. But I won't have to say I am a Muslim, because why would I have to tell you where you need to put me, what box to put me in? I follow the teachings of Allah, but I am a human. I follow the teachings of Christ, but I am a human. So yeah, I wasn't trying to be funny, but I don't give myself titles that the man gave me to put me in, because I run team. I told y'all I don't let these people run team. I render to Caesar what is Caesar's, but where I am sovereign, I invoke my sovereignty. I run team. You guys hear me? Because I know you're watching. I run team. All right, Spirit, please allow me to contract the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Terrence Howard. You guys who are expecting me to go on live, I'll finish this and then we'll take it to my members live as soon as I wrap up Terrence. All right, Spirit. Terrence Howard, you went to exposing what goes on at the Diddy parties, and you said none of the men there have anuses like this. Some of them are like this, and then some of them are straight see-through. Talk to me about your experience with that, Terrence Howard. Talk to me about your experience with P. Diddy, your experience with Hollywood, and how you have been maneuvering and handling yourself. Because don't go to exposing stuff if your boongie is a little tampered with, even though I think you would have kept your mouth shut if you were tampered with. You don't give me the type that likes to speak up unless you feel fully confident in what you're speaking on. I'm like that. I don't do a lot of small talk, but when I open my mouth, I know what I'm talking about. I'll never just say stuff for the hell of it. All right, Terrence, talk to me, Terrence. Can I tap into your energy? Can I step into your soul? I like him. He said, yeah, man, it's a little messy in here, but have a seat, have a seat. It's like we're in his mind. And I asked, can I come into your soul? And he's saying, oh, shit, like I caught him off guard. I see him sitting down on a couch. He's got papers strewn all over him, books, papers, like he was in the middle of one of his manic studying moments. And I just seen him walk in, and he's like, oh, yeah, sure. Let me just make room for you. Yeah, you can sit down. Very welcoming to me. stepping up in his spirit like, hey, I know that's kind of weird, but you don't really have no choice. I'm asking you, can I come in? But I'm here. I kind of like him. I'm a little bit attracted spiritually because I'm a little bit that kind of weird too. In my mind, I like the mess. I like all the papers that I see, the notes scribbled manically all over the place, the books. Because what I see here is a mind that is open, a mind that's open. And that's sexy to me. It turns me on. It does. When I see your mind is open and you're just, I can just see all these streams flowing into you when I'm watching you. And I'm just sitting there like, look at all that consciousness just flowing through your body. Ooh, ooh. Tell me something crazy, Daddy. I'm going to understand. I'm going to understand you. And he's like, no. Nobody understands me. And I'm like, shh, 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 shh. Just give yourself a moment of silence. And then he'll look at me like, you know what? I think you do understand. I do. Now let's kiss. I get turned on by energy. Yeah. Then I look at you with my regular eyes. I look at you with my regular eyes. Well, no. I look at you with them first. If you're cute, then I'm gonna look at you with my other eyes. And that's why I'm single. Because the first eyes, y'all be cute. Nah, if I wasn't so spiritual, I'd take you down. You know, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, because auntie is too much for you. But someone like Terrance, I'd walk in and he'd probably be looking all disheveled, you know, coffee or tea in his hand, pencil behind his ear, notes scribbled everywhere. He trying to explain his idea to me and thinking that I'm overwhelmed and I won't get it, but I'm sitting there like, I got it. I got it all. And I like that shit. That's what I'm attracted to what I see in this energy because I see him just trying to make space for me on this couch, and I don't think he's into all the pomp and circumstance and money. Seems like whatever money he has, he likes to take it and buy books and things that can help expand his consciousness. I like it. I like it. I don't usually like Pisces men because I don't meet too many that are evolved like this. But this is what a evolved Pisces man looks like. And in that case, I can dig it. Mercury in Aquarius. Oh, that's attractive. Oh, that's where all of that genius energy comes from. I bet he gets overwhelmed with his thoughts too. Listen, this is the same face I make when I be seeing that little handsome Shabuzi boy. Ooh. I never knew I felt like a cougar sometime until I see that little Shabuzi boy because I know he young and tender. But listen, I'm from horse capital of the USA. I've been riding horses since I was a little girl. I know how to saddle up. Shabuzi, don't play with me. I feel like he be playing with me. He is fine as hell. At my Uncle Leo party, my little cousin, we were DJing the music and he was using my phone because I always have a full battery. Nobody calls me. And he was like, type in DDG and Shabuzi. And when he said DDG, I was like, you out of your motherfucking mind. I'm not about to mess up my algorithm of crime scene and interrogation videos so that DDG streaming can come up on my algorithm. Hell to the no. So I made him put it up on his phone. And he was like, no, the song good. You'll like it because Shabuzi on there. And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't like Shabuzi. Then he told me they was rapping. I didn't know Shabuzi was trying to rap before he started doing country. I don't like you trying to be a thug. Be a cowboy. And auntie will play with you. I'll ride you if you a cowboy, but I ain't riding with you if you a YN because y'all get shot. Y'all be getting your cars shot up and I'm just innocent and cute. at a red light reapplying my voodoo gloss, my voodoo lip from gothic hippies. And I look in the side window and it's a YN in a shiesty mask. I can't date Shabuzi if he out here trying to rap. I like him when he at the bar getting tipsy. But my cousin pulled up the song that him and DDG made together. Ugh. You sound like a hater, Cassie the God. You sound like somebody that's ugly. But anyways, it was like a stream they were at. The video is them recording that stream, I guess, of them listening. And Shabuzi was in that denim outfit, you know what I'm saying? He was doing his little dancey dance. I ain't see too much DDG, and I ain't even recognize him in the song because I was just looking at Shabuzi. I got a crush on him with my first set of eyes. I ain't never seen him with my other set, and I probably wouldn't have a crush on him then. But that's the difference between eyes and crushes when it comes to me. Terrance, I see him with my other set of eyes, and those eyes are the only ones that will get you in with me for a long time and not a good time. The eyes that I see Shabuzi with, listen, youngin, I'm going to take you through there. I'm going to take you through there, okay? And then I'm going to hurt your feelings because I'm going to be gone. So I don't think you need to deal with me until you retire so that you can stay focused for the rest of your career. Because, baby, I'm going to have you a little loose, a little lopsy, a little... I just want to lay up in that all day. I don't even want to be at the studio. Now I'm going to have to go sit in the studio with you just to babysit you in there and make sure you're working because you want to be all up in the hoo-ha. Shabuzi. He's so handsome. But anyways. Fun fact, I think I'm going to be a YN for Halloween this year. I said I was going to do it. It's not that I love to love and leave. It's just I don't catch feelings that easily or that quickly. Not a lot of people interest me enough for me to want to entertain you. Once we start having a conversation, a lot of people lose me. When I start hearing your mind, a lot of people lose me. So with these guys, I just be like, don't let me lose. Because right now, all I want to do is feed into my animalistic desires. And I don't want to make this a thing. But they be wanting to make it a thing. Yes, I'm going to be a YN with a shiesty mask, some really, really skinny jeans that I'm going to probably have to cut off. And yes, a Nerf gun, maybe a water gun. I'm in Florida. It's going to be still warm in October. But yeah, I wanted to be a YN so bad. And I'm going to do that little dance. What's the little dance where y'all look like y'all be praise dancing? Ain't that the New York dance? Is that the walk 'em down dance? I'm be doing that dance on Halloween. And it's another dance that they doing now. It's the top off. Is that what it's called? Is that what's the song called? Is it top off? I like that little dance and I can do it. I've been practicing. It's top something dance. It's top something. Top off. I think it's the top off dance. I would do it for y'all, but I'm on the bed and I'm gonna shake the bed and it's gonna make the camera drop. It's top something. Oh my God, wait. No, somebody in here has to know. I ain't gonna read this man until I find out what this dance is. And I just top something dance. Top dance. Somebody in here know what that darn dance is. Y'all know what that dance is. Somebody in here better tell me, because y'all know. And I think it's got a song, top off, top off, top off. It's like a little, not like a real song. And you literally just, I can't do it because I'm gonna make the phone fall, but you literally just pop your pelvis. Anyways, it's not like a real song. It's just something that you do the dance to. No, I'm not gonna do it because I would have to stand. I would have to stand up. Tap out. Thank you, Nana. The tap out, y'all. Just go on Instagram and look at it. I'm gonna be doing that as a YN this Halloween. No, no, JM. No, it's tap out. That's it. Tap out, Dad. Yes. Pop out. That's it. Pop out. That's it. No, it's pop out. It's pop out. Okay. Thank you, JD. Where you been? Cause you a YN. No, it's tripping. Tripping out. What is it? It's not tap out. It's dance to pop out. Is it trip out? Trip out. Oh, that's the song because it's the video. Trip out. No, it's trip out. I might not get monetized, but the song is called it's about somebody named Teasy. Trip out. All right, While I saw this, she's so freaky, she get drunk and put my dick out, her pussy good and her head good. Y'all, this is it. Okay, all right, because I ain't gonna get monetized. It's trip out. No, it's trip out. The video was trip out. Y'all just go and watch the video and look at the dance so y'all know what dance I'm gonna be doing all Halloween as a YN. I'm not even playing with y'all. It do sound like the know your music. Listen, my pelvis is ready. My bounce and my pelvis. I've been practicing. Y'all listen. A whole YN. So anyway, all right, Terrence. JM, $40,000 and I'll do it. NLS, you be doing it too? NLS, you be doing it too? Yes, that's it, Phoenix. I love that dance. I wish I had junk so that I could, because I wear some sweats and do that dance. So my little thing will be popping up against my sweats. Listen, I love that. I love that little dance. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. It's so funny because I be by myself when I do it, and it's the most random moments. But it's like I hear it in my mind. I hear the little beat, and my pelvis just be like, do it one time. Ain't nobody gonna see you. It's like, do it. Ain't nobody gonna see you. Ain't nobody in here. And I'd be like, oh. Oh, God. No, I don't want to do it. My chest, I want to do it. My pelvis. JM, get out of here now. That ain't the dance if you do it with your chest. It's not the trip out. It's not that, then. It's something else. All right. I don't know what you just watched, but I don't know. It's crazy in here, sir. It's crazy. I'm out of my mind. All right, now we can do Terrence. So I can get over to my members because I promised them their own video, child. We might get a little messy in there and talk about the stuff that I feel is beneath me. I talk about the stuff that I feel like is beneath me with them because it's always a key. Spirit. Terrence Howard had a lot to say about men who go to Diddy's parties and what they do with their male cavities. Spirit, talk to me about Terrence Howard and his experience with Diddy and whatever else he might like to show me about himself. Bye, Capricorn. I've been waiting for you to respond. I got it and I answered it when you sent it. Check your email now because you should have one from me. You're the only client that I have that uses that app. And so if I don't talk to you in a while, then I'll delete it so that I can have more space. So just message me, email me. You become a member by going on my page. Let me see. Gotcha. I got you, honey. It's okay. You go on my page. It should have a link that says join, but there's a tab that says membership. Let me turn the camera around. That's my channel. That behind post is membership. And then somewhere on here, because it looks different for me than it does for you guys, is where you might be able to go and join. Okay? Yes, by Capricorn, email me. Phoenix says tap the money sign on the bottom right side of the screen. Oh, that's nice. By Capricorn says she finna buy somebody a membership. So y'all, I don't know, ask her what she wants y'all to do for it. All right. Terrence, talk to me about what's going on with you and Diddy and what you said about his party. Is it true? Talk to me about your experience with him. Terrance seemed to think that Diddy wanted a same-sex relationship with him. This makes me think that Diddy tends to have boyfriends, not just men that he wants to boink. He seems to treat men nice. Remember 50 Cent said Diddy wanted to take him on a shopping spree? I think he liked Terrance. Light skin, pretty hair. Ooh. Ooh. You know how the older generations felt about light-skinned people. Because the generation before the millennials, them few generations before then, pretty eyes and light skin. Ooh. That's what I think he wanted to do to Terrance. I'll eat you alive. I'll eat you whole. I won't even use a fork and a knife. I just... That's what Diddy wanted to do. That's what I believe. The same way I felt about Terrance, that's how Diddy felt. But Diddy felt that way because of his first eyes. His oh, he cute eyes. He wouldn't like them with the spiritual eyes, but Two of Cups reversed, if I'm talking about Diddy and another man, is same sex. He wanted Terrance to be his bae, I believe. I think Terrance is happy to see Diddy going through a case. They got that look. He got a type. He like them pretty and light skin. Even his women, he liked them pretty and light skin with good hair. Remember the stuff he used to tell Kim and, you know, Carisha pretty and light skin. I don't know if she got good hair, but she got good wigs. Terrance seemed to like the fact that Diddy is getting exposed in this way. So now he can say things that he couldn't say before without getting in trouble. I also think Terrance is looking at all the other men like y'all should be going down with him. Terrance has tea. He thinks a few men that hung around with Diddy probably should also be catching a case too. I also think Terrance feels like the good thing about Diddy going through this is that other men don't go through that. Some of them seem like they weren't going there because they just wanted to be boinked. Seems like some of them went there as one of the steps up into the ladder. I love you too, Tanner. It's like this, we got to go this route. And they don't want to, but they want to get on. Terrence seems to think these boys don't have to do that now. He's looking at them like victims. Now they don't have to do this stuff. But then there are others he feel like, and y'all should be going down with them, with him. Pass. 7 of Cups. Did y'all say Terrence is a Pisces? At some point, I believe in Terrence's career, he might have been on that path that might have led him to some unsavory activities. He was there for some of the shenanigans. I think he liked drugs. I think he liked sex. Not with men, but at these parties, because I think he's been to some. For him to know these things, he's been to some. This would be Diddy. This would be Terrance at the party. Or maybe not at the party, but at some point, I think Diddy really liked Terrance. Like, I want you. I think he would see Terrance at parties or something. And out of everything going on in the room, there's that light nigga. Ooh. He might have even did some freaky stuff at a party or somewhere. And Diddy might have seen and been lusting. But this makes me think, in my mind, this seems like a party. But this seems like Diddy in another room watching the party through his cameras. And being so attracted and turned on to Terrance. I think even when he's looking at Terrance's movies, he has a hand in his pants. Like, what's the man name that got out of jail on one of them Fridays? Terry Crews. What he was watching on TV? Tupac. It's like Diddy at the party while the party is going on. Yeah, watching through the cameras. Ain't that what it looked like? He in a room watching everything through the cameras. Everybody's doing their thing, and he gets a glimpse of Terrance over there in the corner, digging a woman back out. And he watching that stroke. He do a line of coke. Put his hands down in his pants and just... I think Diddy had a hard on for Terrance. Terrance, some of your friends won't like you anymore. You definitely won't be getting invited back to stuff. Some people that you might not have thought would turn on you are going to. You won't miss them. It might shock you a little bit. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if more people are exposed, if not by Terrance, then maybe by what he said. Yeah, he did. Because he said all the men who were at Diddy's party. So now, everybody looking at every man who ever went sideways. They're not going to like that. They're not going to like him. He just made every man in Hollywood a suspect because they all probably been at Diddy's parties. We've all been suspecting anyway. Okay. I don't think he did it, which is why he was comfortable with saying it. I believe this is something he's been keeping to himself for a very long time, though. Because he had to. It wasn't an environment where you can talk about these things and not face some sort of repercussion. Obviously, the parties. Tower in reversed. He's not doing a tower moment. He's just adding on, adding his perspectives to something that we already see coming out. Queen of Cups reverse. External energy, though. Who is this? This might be Diddy. Diddy seems to be feminine in his same-sex interactions. We're currently talking about Terrence Howard and his accusations against Diddy Bennett. This feels like Diddy. The Queen of Cups in reverse. Off to the side. This feels like Diddy. He gives feminine. Like he's Diddy, but in these situations, he gives, like he is the feminine one in these situations. Even though he presents masculine, like he likes to try to wine and dine these men, he get. Remember when what he said about Lil Meek Mill when he called Meek Mill daddy? That way. I like that daddy. Stuff like that. Feminine in that way. And the way he gushes over the men. I don't know. I think it's interchangeable with Diddy. I mean, feminine, like, oh my God, he's so fine. Y'all have seen Diddy hug a man and look like it, you know, like he would be hugging him the way. There are some gay men who don't present like Diddy. Diddy is masculine, but he's still he likes to, yes, his verse. He likes to call men daddy. You know, he likes to hug on them and grope them from behind. I think a masculine gay man isn't the type to want to hug you from the back. He probably still acts very masculine. He just likes to have sex with men. Diddy gives off like he gushes and he giggles and he fangirls like Drake. Like Drake. But Diddy has more power than Drake or had more power than Drake. So there's a little ego, bravado. He's very scorpionic in that way. It's hard to put my finger on it. I do think he's verse, but it's like, yeah, I'm Diddy. I got all this power, but like he'll spot you across the room and he be giving you the eye and playing with an olive in his martini and rubbing it over his lip. And then he'll come up to you like, "What's up, daddy? We going to the club. We gonna be clubbing for 3 days straight. Then we gonna take a jet to Dubai. Hop on, you know, da 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 da." But then you sit in the plane and he's so. He looks like he boops. Why he taking you shopping? Topping from the bottom. Exactly, Terrence. It's like, yeah, bad boy. Bad boy, baby. Yeah, baby. Smack him on the butt. Yeah, baby. It's like, yeah, we just turned up in the club, but then we in the SUV on the way back, and he's linked up and kissing on your neck and like sticking his tongue in your ear. That's a girl foreplay, or the type of foreplay a man would do with a woman. But it's very, it's that kind of foreplay, like kissing you on your neck and tonguing you in your ear and stuff, and rubbing on your. He gives that. You like that, daddy? Ew. Like he wants to sit back in a chair with a cigar and a drink and have a man like like a young Brashear Gray or somebody, dance, strip for him. And yeah, I like that, daddy. Turn around, daddy. Yeah, yeah. Take that, take that. Bend that thing over, daddy. Yeah, make it clap like a girl for. I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. All right. Hopes and fears. There's one of Diddy's children that I believe he's concerned about, either Quincy or Christian. One of Kim's sons, Quincy, the light-skinned boy with the good hair. I think he's concerned about Quincy for some reason. You guys remember in all my Quincy readings that I was doing, Quincy's in a precarious place because I don't think that he's pro-Diddy, but he has to play that way. I also thought and believed and said that he doesn't come off convincing, especially to a Scorpio, an old cat who know the game. He probably always been watching Quincy because he would expect, he's not his child. He would expect him to probably feel a way about him the most, so he'll watch him. I wonder though, I wonder about Quincy's childhood and experiences with Diddy. His hopes and fears is Quincy. Interesting. Four of Swords though. Outcome, I don't think he's going to say a lot more on this matter. He will see how his peers act around him in the near future. Four of Wands in reverse. And his outcome will be Four of Swords upright. He'll rest on the matter. Because he don't want no problems with some of these men who don't want to be tied in. I want to look into the hopes and fears. And then I'm going to end this in about 8 minutes. 7:45. Yes, I'll be sure, son. 7:45, we'll hop on over to my membership. And I think I'll try to remember what I wanted to talk about because I forgot. I wanted to talk about, it's almost a continuation of our future of hip-hop. Because Cardi B's rant brought that to mind. She was ranting about her place in hip-hop almost as if, and I know it was due to probably some conversations that Guy was having on their show where they were talking about, who did they say they don't really see as hip-hop? Doja Cat. All of that went into the same energy of what I was talking about in the future of hip-hop. I said it would be a resistance to that new energy of lyricism and rap. The ones who can't profit off of that would resist. Doja Cat actually was the first one that came out and was like, I'm not authentic to hip-hop, so if it becomes political, I can't go because I spit hot fire, meaning I make pop music. She literally said, I'm not authentic to it. I've copied what I've seen of that hip hop culture. When she said, I make hot fire, I make pop music. I make what's popular. There's a formula to pop music to make to what people like. But if you want authentic hip hop, she's saying I can't give you that. Cardi B was almost saying the same thing in a way, but we'll talk about that. Somebody tried to argue me down about my future of hip-hop because I mentioned Kendrick and Drake. And I figured that person was a fan of Drake, but one thing I won't do is argue with my vision. You can go and pull your own cards, but it wasn't a pro-Drake stand or a pro-Kendrick stance. It's what I saw in the industry, and I don't take it back. I agree that Doechii is her inspiration, but you can tell because if she said I mimic hip-hop, think about her style. Who did she mimic? Doechii does give a Doja type of vibe. So if Doja's is made up and she see Doechii giving authentic, she will be like, yes, she's my inspiration because, you know, I'm just a conglomerate of different people. You know, this is something that we came up with. The Doja is a formula that we came up with, but Doechii is actually that. Doja is, and I think Doja is being very transparent. There's no conspiracy to that. She's saying yes, Doechii is the type of girl whose music I'm actually doing, but I'm just the fake version. She's the real version. And Doechii doesn't need hip hop anymore. She just needed it to get on. They all use hip hop. That's why hip hop is the new pop. They all use it to get you guys, because black people are the culture. They do it for you guys to get behind them, and then you guys propel them into fame where they can then do the type of music that they want. Doja Cat is pop, a hip hop star. She makes hip hop to me. And she's very comfortable in an alternative type of genre. So she's grown beyond hip hop. She doesn't need you guys anymore, which is why she's saying yes, Doechii is the next girl. She's mainstream and she's pop. She doesn't need you guys, and she doesn't need to be the queen of rap. She doesn't need you guys to see her like that. She just needed you guys to do that, to propel her beyond Nicki. And you did. You guys will always support someone who is an anti to Nicki Minaj. That's a good formula. Doja Cat had talent though, and that helps. But then she didn't want to get too comfortable in rap. I don't think she ever did. That's why she quickly start taking the demonic rap to turn you guys off. She didn't need you anymore. Go, shoo. And now Doechii can full reign, because Doechii is full hip hop. She feels I'm hip hop, so we're not even in the same lane. At the time, it was still the time where you had to find a Nicki formula. You had to be in the algorithm of Nicki some way. And it wasn't useful for a lot of girls to partner with Nicki. It wasn't. It wasn't. I don't know if I had a girl and I was an artist, even though I wouldn't work against Nicki Minaj, I would probably tell my artists, be neutral. If you like her, you can like her, but also don't just stay neutral. If you support her music, if you like her music, it's okay to say that. You don't have to act like you don't. But we also aren't going to try to get you in with her to get the Barb's favor or get her cosign. I'm creative enough to help you figure out ways to pop on your own. Let's do that. And let's be political and diplomatic in that regard. But I wouldn't want my artists to align with or align against Nicki. I think Sexy Red did a good job at that. She did. She navigated that dynamic very well. Five of Pentacles, and then I'm going to wrap it up because I'm concerned of why I believe he's concerned for Quincy. Ice Spice wanted to be number one too bad, and someone was gassing her up, probably Riot's dad, since Riot's dad was in the industry. Somebody was gassing her up, but I think she came gassed for some reason. Probably because she heard a lot of the backlash against Nicki, and she probably agreed with it. And so behind the scenes, she knew to align with Nicki's ops, but in front of Nicki, she knew how to align with her. Double-mindedness never wins. It's better to choose a side than to be double-minded. She was always going to crash, though, because she was very, very, very much conceited. I saw that when I read her. She literally thought she was above everybody, including Nicki. She did. I believe she did. She saw Cardi didn't either. She saw Sexy didn't either. Bobby, she know they don't care about skills. That's why every time she performed, she bent over and got bigger and bigger and bigger. And the only thing that stopped her was that weight loss woo. Somebody wooed her. But as long as she looked the part, none of these girls have to have skills. Very low vibe cap. Very low vibe cap. Five of Pentacles. Terrence, talk to me about this. Talk to me about this Five of Pentacles. Oh. Oh. Where is Quincy? Is he in the States? I think that Terrence seems to think, what's on the CIA website? I think Terrence seems to think that maybe Diddy has someone who watches Quincy, spies on Quincy, maybe has Quincy followed. If he is, that's not good. If Diddy put Quincy in charge of the family business, it's to keep him in line and keep him under his eye. Make sure he don't try nothing tricky. I also think that there's something about when I'll Be Sure got cut out of the picture and how Quincy became Diddy's son and Al was pushed out. Something about that is concerning. Maybe the intentions behind it, behind why he did that, took that man's son like that. Because there does seem to be a taking of this man's son. Not an encouragement to maintain a relationship with his father, and I'm still going to support you as your stepdad. No, 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 no. This was to control everybody. It's like having Quincy controls Al. Having Quincy now controls Quincy, the twins, Al, everybody. I think his biggest concern, Terrence's concern, is for Quincy, I believe. And he'll get quiet because his peers will start looking at him funny, moving funny. And then Terrance might think, I'll leave this alone because these dudes are on some other stuff trying to keep their secrets intact. Tread light, Terrance, and if you need a consultation, it ain't going to be free no matter how much I like your mind. I ain't that tender, but call me. And we can talk about stuff after the consultation too. Like what you got scribbled on those notepads in your house right now. What you're working on right now. Something amazing, isn't it? But you're like right in the middle of it and your mind is still hasn't fully grasped the concept that you're working at. But if you can just get it, you probably will. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'll ask that and then I'll stop. Spirit, has Diddy ever been responsible for any abuse to Quincy Brown? Has P. Diddy ever been responsible for any abuse to Quincy Brown of any type? Oh. You know, I'll say this. There are very, very, very many different types of abuse on a child. To be fair, the way I'm receiving this answer, who didn't? Who didn't abuse him? Because the refusal to protect the child is abusing. It's neglect. His mama neglected him, putting him in that situation, knowing what it was. His daddy, he didn't fight harder. He should have took Diddy out. I would have. My daddy would have. He could have fought harder. Might have lost some things, but for your child, that's what you do. All the staff and girlfriends, other baby mamas, and a lot of people did. They always felt bad for him, though, but nobody saved him. Nobody saved him. Everything he was subjected to was a form of abuse. Munchausen syndrome, the same thing his mother had, Moneyhauser syndrome. His mother had it, but it gave him real Munchausen syndrome. Unfortunately, to the women who don't like stuff like this, in my opinion, this ain't what the spirits is saying, but from what I see, the opinion I draw is that his mother failed him the most. You had the power to not bring Quincy into Diddy's house. You had the power to give him to his father to be raised, especially if you knew that this man wasn't going to do right by you and possibly your children. That's not his dad. So you didn't have to keep him there. You could have literally gave Quincy to his dad a long time ago. That's the only reason I say that. Then she went and, after abuse and knowing who Diddy's character was, went and had twins from him. Stayed with him or stayed close and protecting him until her dying day. She didn't have the spirit of rebellion against her because her children did it. Her children, after she died, stood behind their father because they saw the mother doing that. No matter what, she stood by him and she protected him. So they learned the same thing. So I always say that we women, we have to whom much is given, much is required. But this isn't a blame game because Diddy, or you guys asked if Diddy abused him. I wouldn't say physical abuse, but Quincy's whole lifestyle was a cycle of neglect and abuse. And he was present and aware when Diddy was being a tyrant. Imagine how he feels. Imagine how he feels being split between his families like this, being stuck with his mother's alleged, rumored killer. Even if he didn't, even if she didn't, he's aware of what his mother went through. So it's just like, even if you didn't, you might as well have I'm applying some type of grace and compassion to Quincy because I believe all of those children have some sort of syndrome. Growing up like that, that's how your mind is shaped and molded. So we can't expect them to think like we would. Like, why don't you expose? Why don't you get out? They were indoctrinated in this lifestyle and behavior, so their mind doesn't automatically jump to what we consider logic. Yep. All right. He didn't do anything physically to abuse the boy. I don't think so. He did other things. He exposed him to things, almost like taking him and making him his boy while he abused his dad, abused Albie Shore, while he abused Kim, making the boy be present for that. So that the boy subconsciously knows that this man has the power over all of us. If a child looks to the mother as God and the child sees the mother bowing to someone else, then the child will no longer look at the mother as God. They'll look at the person she bowed to. That's what you're teaching them. He didn't have to lay a finger on Quincy. He tried to train him. He tried to train him. Quincy was her first. He took that boy and tried to make it his boy. Whatever treatment he gave his dad, he talked to Quincy about it. Your dad did it. Your dad did it. Your dad's weak. All that boy saw was his daddy being a weak bum. All he do is seeing his mama. Now, inside his spirit, he knows something ain't right, but the indoctrination is piling on. He didn't need to physically abuse him. He got his mind. And look where he is, still in Diddy's house. Physical abuse don't do that. Mental abuse does that. Psychological abuse does that. I'm not sure how you tag someone, but unless you're about to come to the members, I'm about to head on up out of here. This was fun, you guys. Members, we're going to talk a little bit about Cardi B's rant. I'll talk about Doja and how they all feel about this inauthenticity. I am going to talk a little bit about some of the men who may be triggered by Terrence Howard. What else am I going to talk about? It was something else messy that happened. I guess, and whatever else the hell you guys mentioned. I really want to talk about Krishan, though. After Ronnie Doe, I said I was going to read him, and I didn't circle back to it. She done went and tried to turn her life back to God when people start calling her out for her baby daddy. She ran back to the church. She do that every time she get in a bind. But most people do. Most people call on Jesus when they get in a bind and forget all about him for the rest of the life. I remember somebody else argued me down in the comments when they felt like I was being too hard on Krishan when she was trying to give her life to the Lord. I'm like, listen, y'all, I'm a can of oil. You can't slick that. I got two sets of eyes. Everybody in my family know. She got two sets of eyes and they both work good. I don't just say stuff for fun. These don't be my opinions. I told y'all not to believe that foolishness, and here we go. How that song go? Her Yahweh song. Yahweh, Yahweh. I don't know, but Yahweh, 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 Yahweh.